Hello, this is Project 2 for Math 117 in Spring 2015. And if you recall, this was what we had done is taken a survey. So this is the survey. Everyone in the class hopefully had an opportunity to fill this out. And so we collected data on this. And so now we're going to answer some questions based off of the survey results. So identifying the population and sample. First thing I want to briefly point out is the type of sampling that was used for this is convenience sampling, because you guys are a class and it was very convenient for me to go out and sample you guys. So I just used you as the sample, and it's a very convenient way of sampling, right? So this is not random sampling. Nothing like that was used. It was just convenient sampling, which, if you remember us talking about, is actually the worst type of sampling that could be used. But nonetheless, it's convenient, and so we use that. So hopefully you guys can answer these questions based off of things that we've learned in the past towards the beginning of the semester. So I told you guys in class that the first step that you should probably do is divide the data into 3 different parts. First, the part is just leave the data as it is. Oh, I also want to note here, this data I'm using is an example data set. This is not the real data set. You guys have a different data set. You should be using the data set that was provided on Blackboard. You should not be using this data that I have here. This is purely for example, okay? So the first step that you should do before you start the project is divide the data set into 3 data sets. First is the one that was provided. The second is the data set for females, and then the data set for males. Why would we do this? Well, because a lot of the questions are going to be geared towards, calculating something for females, calculating something for males, and calculating something for the total for everyone. So I'm just going to break this up. So I'll go and I'll find all my females. I'm going to highlight them all. I'm going to copy them. So go through and copy. So I'm highlighting them. I'm pressing Control-C. I'm going over to the cell where I want to paste them, and I press Control-V. You could also highlight them using your cursor. If you do that, you have to be careful. So you can highlight them all, and then you right-click and you press Copy, and you could right-click over here, and you could press Paste. Let's see. Just press this Paste. That should work. Just press the Paste button like that. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to do this for males and females, and then I'll come back. Okay, so now I'm back, and I've made 2 or 3 tables. I've made 2 new ones. Okay, so one for females, one for males, and the original had everyone together. I should make sure that I didn't accidentally skip anyone. One way to do that is to maybe just go ahead and count, make sure that the count adds up. So they're originally 19. One of mine is not included in these other 2 tables because they identify as other gender. So that means that this table and this table should add up to 18 people. So yours obviously will add up to a different number depending on how many people fill out the survey. But so I can count this really fast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Good. So I have 18 there. So if yours don't add up, then you probably missed someone over here. You could use the ID number to try to figure out who you missed, because every ID number should be here. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you can find the person that you missed. Okay? Alright, so question number 2 asks us to find the mean for everyone, for the males and for the females, and also to find the sample standard deviation. So I'm going to make my spreadsheet really nice and neat here, I'm going to label this as problem 2 in my spreadsheet, and I'm going to label this as mean for all people, and then mean for females, and then mean for males. Okay, I can make this, well, I'll make this cell a little larger, so we type here and I can write what the mean is. So to find the mean, what do? You use that function called average. So you start typing average, AV, as you start typing it, eventually it'll come up. Okay, so you can click on it, and then just highlight all the numbers that you want to take the average of. Okay. I think that in your data set, the percentage is given as a percentage, so I should have, all these numbers should be multiplied by 100. So let me go ahead and change this really fast. Right. In your data set, it already is multiplied by 100. It already is given to you as a percentage, so I just made this change. So you see the average for all people is somewhere around 17%. So the average for all the females, do the same thing. Type the average function, then highlight all the females percent. Okay, and then same thing for, and then now for males, highlight all of the males percentages. Alright, so now I'm ready so I can find the sample standard deviation. So standard deviation for all people, standard deviation for females, and standard deviation for males. So when you're doing standard deviation, start typing ST, and then make sure that you press the standard deviation stdev.s. Remember, .p would be for population. So this one .s, this is for sample. Okay, we don't have the population here. We just have a sample, which is, just however many people fill out the survey. So same thing, standard deviation for the females. Okay, and then equals, and then do the standard deviation for the males. Highlight the male data. Alright, so what do we see here? Males maybe are slightly higher on tippers than females in this data set, but they also have a higher standard deviation. So that means they're more variable in the way that they give a tip. Females are more the same in the way that they give a tip. So, is there evidence to say that males are tipping more in this particular data set? This evidence here, well, you have to think about this, okay? The fact that their standard deviation is pretty high might be a hint. Okay, in the next video, I'll talk about problem number 3.